Hi there, welcome to another episode of the EcoSend podcast. I'm your host, James, and I'm thrilled to have another show for you today. I'm really excited to be speaking to Sergio Fuentealba, who is from GrowBetter Agency. And Sergio, I know we've been speaking for a long time. You're focused on sustainable marketing. You're having such a positive impact in the world. I'm so excited to be talking to you today on so many different topics about essentially marketing and making the world a little bit better. I can't wait to dive into some of the topics we're going to discuss today. How are you doing today?
Oh, very glad to be here with you and your audience, James. I'm nothing. I hope this small chat could be very fine to try to see how in the south of the world we can try to do something better for digital sustainability. So I'm glad for that.
Absolutely. I was going to say, tell me, whereabouts are you in the world? You're not just in London like me. You're a long way away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you briefly, I've come from here, from Santiago de Chile. Some people don't know exactly where is Chile. Some people confuse it with the Chile pepper from Mexico culture. But yeah, here in Chile, next to Argentina, maybe with that tips, the England people can recognize the country better, yeah, a little bit better.
Amazing.
But yeah, well, here in Chile, the all this wave of sustainability and digital decarbonization is very young, no more than 5 years or maybe less. So yeah, the history of me with Grow Better come from my life, from my personal life with my co-founder and my partner Lorena. Uh, yeah, so yeah, from this small corner, we
Mm,
try to do something because I think we have a lot of opportunity and no problems yet. Well, we have the
sure.
same problem than the rest of the world, of course, but
Yeah.
I think the companies, the small ones, medium and big companies, have the chance to do a lot of things of sustainability here. And of course, we have B Corp too, so
Yeah,
that's
B Corp.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
big step for us. And well, that is the idea, no?
Amazing. So, Sergio, tell me more about how you started to pay attention to maybe digital sustainability, maybe sustainability as a whole. Like, what made you care about this and ultimately start a business around this?
Uh, Before that, I think it's very important to tell you how I think the sustainability or responsibility companies come from the people. Uh,
Sure.
and if you have the mindset of take care with the nature world and to be very clear, thanks to the nature we are here and we part of the nature too, and without nature we don't exist.
Mm.
And that's come from well, the beginning of my history. I am developer of
Mm.
that is my basic profession, but I lost
Mm.
develop many years ago. I was working with a big bank here in Chile, the
Okay.
Banco del Estado, for many years. And in that time, to me, the only goal in my life was technological
Mm.
stuff and nothing else. And for that uh, accident of the life, I start doing some trekking stuff in a club into the bank. The Bank of the
Mm.
State here in Chile is a big company, very old one, and they service yeah, I think the more poor people in the country. So have a
Okay.
lot of things for the people who work in this bank, and have one mountaineering club. And I go into
Um,
this space and start with trekking and finish doing instructor and guide for mountaineering. And actually, I have a
right.
certification for avalanche training too.
Oh,
And
wow.
use the
Wow.
WhatsApp here. Why one developer guy finished with one natural profession for many years.
Yeah.
So I was in technological things in this IT department for many years, and then make a big jump to a company who made the big climbing of Mount Everest in Chile, in Latin
Oh,
America,
right.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that company take me to give some guide sessions for their clients, and of course I finished the bank life one day when I go by bus from my house to the bank
Yeah.
any any day, and I say I can't to do this the rest of my life, but because I can't to do something for the rest of us,
Yeah.
and not stay in front of the computer make coding for one bank. I mean,
Sure.
I think we have the chance to do something more useful. So I start
Yeah.
working with this company, and this company put me in the middle of wilderness with students guys from college, and for make some stuff for team building for big companies too.
Okay.
So to me, it was very, very important. That's part of my love, because I saw then I can do something else. Throw the
Yeah.
mountaineering skills, doing something with ropes and everything, all that stuff. And that moved me to Patagonia lands here in Chile and Argentina. I was living there for many years. And I forgot all technological life because I was up 100% of my time in mountaineering things.
Yeah.
And one day, one scientific center, then doing a lot of things with glaciology and things in the ocean, and a lot of research, called me because I knew a little things of ebooks. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
when I start the iPad, when the iPad become,
Yeah.
I start help them to go into the wilderness with the scientific guys, and my job was guiding, but also take all the information to put into the iBooks. And in
Mm.
that moment, that was exactly 17 years ago, 20 years ago. Um, Something happens in my mind. I say I can put together the technology with the natural life to do something
Right.
special
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago. I back to Santiago de Chile. I start working with a marketing agency, traditional marketing
Mm.
agency, digital of course, but very traditional, helping with that type of stuff. And I was there for 4 years, something like that. And I knew my co-founder, and I saw, well, leave that agency and start with GrowBetter to try make signification a new role of
Mm.
marketing agency, to try say, okay,
Right.
if
Right.
we want to marketing, if we want to help for companies give their ideas, we need to make like a guarantee they are honest, the brand are a little more ethics, and they need to have some responsibility for the products or for the service
Yeah.
for this world. And that was absolutely crazy, because here in Chile we're so young in that area. So
Sure. Sure.
yeah, the intention is
Amazing.
very nice,
Yeah.
but the business is not very well.
No,
That
it's
was five
amazing.
years ago. So
That's
yeah,
yeah.
with that things in my mind, I start with good economy philosophical area. I don't know if you know that, but come from Austria, economía del bien común. And absolutely, we want in 5 years ago when I started with Grow Better, we should yes a B Corp. only because we need to have some a structure or some protocols or some rules to guide us for this path of sustainability. And of course, we said, okay, we are digital agency. How one digital agency can help for the CO2 or for the environment, and that was other learn for us, because we say, okay, I think we need to try start make some medición. We need to see exactly how energy we need or how many kilobytes have each marketing asset from the website, from the email, from the post in Instagram or in any other social media. We need to start looking a little bit more deeper to know how can improve to try to make less transfer of the energy. And that was the first step for us to say, okay, this is the path, and we can a little bit more productive for that things. We can to do from now start.
That's amazing to hear that story end to end there, Sergio. To hear how far, in many ways, the agency you're running now and the business you're running now is ahead of the game in terms of, even compared to many businesses I speak to in the UK, in the approach to digital sustainability. That's very forward thinking, I believe. But it's fascinating to hear your whole journey there, from working in a bank and to hear about, taking part in the mountaineering expeditions and then how that sort of ultimately led back into your coding and business side, and how that all joined up really nicely. And it's what a wonderful story. And just hearing you speak there as well was making me sit up in my chair and think, oh gosh, I should really get outside and not be by my computer right now. But thank you for sharing that, Sergio.
No. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to me. But I think for me it was a little bit easy. And I hear you in an other podcast few weeks ago talking about of this mindset, or this like a connection with our nature. If you don't have that things in the top of the decisions, this path will be very difficult. It's not easy to see. It's very clear when you have this like how you call to this the ants have two things here on the head. What did you call? Or a cat have the mustache, no?
And the whiskers.
And the mustache especially to recognize a lot of things around with the close eyes, only with this this connection with the and it's so ethereal things, but it's the base. I mean, if you don't have that feelings, it's very difficult to make decision in your company, and it's not important the size of that company. I remember read one book from American guys. The name is Sustainable Marketing, and it's very, very good book. And in that book, you don't have any word of marketing asset or any word of marketing strategy. All the book speak of the decision makers, the owners, the chain, the supply chain, the decisions into the company, the connection with the collaborators and employees. A lot of more important things than, okay, I want to put this post in Instagram, or I need to this design. Okay, that is, of course, is very important, but you need to have the structure before that.
Absolutely. That's we'll link to that book in the notes for this episode so other people can check that out. Um, I know one of the topics I know you wanted to talk about, Sergio, was the marketing sustainability mindset. And I
Mhm.
think you were talking about sort of what comes first, not the chicken or the egg, but the the responsible business or responsible consumers. And
Yeah.
that's a topic I think about a lot. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on
Yeah.
how to
Uh-huh.
think about
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah. No, normally you see, well, uh, each person need should take the own decisions for your life, no? But the key here is the education. And
Mm,
you have different way how you educate yourself. Of course, the school and university, your parents, your house. But in this time of the human history, I think the companies are very important things to do here. For me, one
mm,
company have should have, but to me is the essential, have the responsibility to educate about the service and product then sales. That is the base. If you
mm.
don't have that um, rule, you start doing very bad marketing, or probably your company going down very closely. Of course, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, that is not was not relevant.
Mm,
But now I think that's hard. For us, for example, Patagonia, the Patagonia brand, the
mm,
mountaineering apparel company, was the very international model of how you need to be a business. And
yeah.
the Yvon Chouinard, the owner, and I meet him personally a few years
Mm,
ago in South. So I'm
amazing.
very happy with that. He's my friend, you know. We speak. No. We met with him a few times, but not too much. And I remember one phrase he said in seminar. I don't remember where, but he said, "I don't believe in this word about of sustainability or regenerative. That is the new word of I don't know if in England or in UK you know
Yes, yeah,
that
yeah.
the
Regenerative, yeah.
the
Yeah.
regeneration, yeah, and it's okay. But to me the word and Yvon Chouinard tell me that was the responsibility,
Mm,
the accountability. Uh,
sure.
that is the base. Then you can put any name you have. For that reason, the marketing or the companies who make marketing are the guarantee for
Mm,
the final consumers uh, to say, okay, I give my skills to help a responsibility company give your product or your service to the final clients. Uh, Normally, big companies have this department inside of the company that can compliance or any I don't know any other ones. Uh, and and I think the last year, many big companies give me a little the right. I mean, I'm not crazy because I read
mm.
other companies and they so the same things. But for example, a few years ago, no more than that, 2 years ago, our prospect, the ideal prospect was the marketing um, role. I don't know, the CMO or chief or who was marketing into the company. And with our very interesting client for us was Novo Nordisk. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
you know him.
the
Yeah,
pharmaceutical
yeah,
company.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm,
They contract us and they connect us by Google, uh,
mm,
looking for one marketing sustainability agency, and find out. And they said, yeah, and now the best prospect for us is the sustainable department, not the marketing department. So the
Right.
sustainable
Interesting.
department try to find a consultancy or agency who know more about sustainability. And for them, it's more important that skill than marketing skills, because I don't know if how you thought about it, but all marketing assets for us are um, um, commodities. Yeah, it's
Okay.
one
Yeah.
commodity. I mean, any guy with expertise or with ChatGPT can do one Gmail, but you need to have the view of sustainability or the connection with the
Sure.
sustainability to doing that with a pleasure, with to be happy doing that.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, for that things, I mean, the companies need to be responsibility before the client. We need to do educators companies
Mm.
for the consumers, um, and you have
That's
more hours flying of that here in Chile or here in South America.
yeah.
We are starting with that things very very slowly, uh, but we are faster. I mean, you can see a lot of sustainability signals for many many things.
Yeah.
The problem is the greenwashing. How much greenwashing have that all that waves? But
I really there's so much to take from what you were saying there, Sergio, though, around I think that word responsibility is such an important word to remind ourselves of, because I know this the world of sustainability and climate and where that intersects with marketing, there are so many phrases and terminology, and there's dangers of greenwashing and all sorts of just a lack of authenticity often. And
Mhm.
I think that word responsibility really sums up, at least I think I share your view here of how brands need to think about their communication around this. And when you can be clear about the responsibility and people know that they are going to be accountable, I think
Yeah,
it does always push everyone to be clearer, to not say hyperbolic things or to try to trick people. People actually have to say the right stuff. And I think everyone wants to say good stuff, but
yeah,
when you're truly being responsible, I think that can actually drive the change far deeper into the company.
yeah,
I would like to think so. It's really interesting hearing you um, plays such an important role on marketing there in that sustainability story, because often it's like the marketing just has to you know tell a good story at the end of the day, but actually if marketing is truly being responsible and being that guarantee, then you're
yeah,
not going to say the you're not going to say the wrong thing. And so I think that pushes the whole business to do better, which I think is just a really, really, really
yeah,
great.
yeah. And a very good example of this is EcoSend. For example, yeah, yeah. No, but it's true, because when I have very clear purpose of my company,
Mm.
or my personal purpose need the vehicle. Yeah, is right word. Is
The
with my company is my vehicle, or my way, my path, my horse to arrive my purpose to the real things, because
right,
I have dreams to do, but if it's not in my company or with my
got it,
family or with my
got it.
friends, yeah, it's very difficult to arrive that goal.
Right, right, right.
When you say, okay, my
We're yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say there, Sergio. Sort of
mhm,
what you want to, you may have a strong philosophy, you might have strong views, but it's one thing to have those strong an ideology, but then to actually execute on it is a
Yeah, exactly,
difficult thing. And so
exactly.
it's important to have companies that are maybe share your philosophy but doing different things. Is
Yeah,
that maybe
exactly.
yeah.
But when you have clear that's philosophy, and
Mm,
the company have the clear the same things,
mm,
and the path is the way is,
mm,
and it's not important what is your service or your product. I mean,
mhm,
it's your
mhm,
brand.
mm,
When your brand is so strong, like with a lot of brand, but for example Patagonia, no
yeah.
matter what sells Patagonia, to
Mm,
me it's not relevant.
mm,
I know the purpose of the brand. So
yeah.
so if I want jackets,
Mm.
North Face, where and have the Patagonia, to me it's very clear what Patagonia doing with my money.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Yeah.
and I want to buy a jacket, but I want
Yeah.
to give the money for the purpose of the brand, no
Sure.
not for the jackets. Of course, I
Yeah.
receive all
Yeah.
the value of the apparel of the jacket, of course, but I
Yes.
took the decision of the buying
Yeah.
for the products. So
Yeah.
so when you have that clear, if you have, for example, HubSpot or
Mm.
Mailchimp
Mm.
or SendBlue
Mm-hmm. Mm.
emailing
Yeah.
software,
Mm.
and for my company is very very clear that I need to find ways to
Mm.
be more sustainable, and tomorrow appear EcoSend who do exactly the same,
Mhm.
but give me the value to say for each mail you can put a seed for a plant or for
Mm.
the tree.
Mm.
I don't need to make a money decision with
Mm.
if it's better Mailchimp or this better you. Of course, you. Probably I need to take a little more time because it's not very famous. Because, for example, the team is not the same size of Mailchimp because it's a big one. Uh, but
Yeah.
I need make a check, the checklist
Sure.
to say,
Sure.
okay, how many stakeholders, how many providers of my company are
Mm.
100% sustainable, and
Yeah.
how can I measure that? They give me some
Mm.
dates, some information very clear to put in my
Mm.
memories or in my report or in my anything.
Yeah.
Mailchimp do that they don't do that, and EcoSend, yes. So of course,
Yeah.
I can, yeah. I don't know if you understand me,
I
but to me it's very clear.
absolutely,
It's very
absolutely,
clear.
and I think this has been really a belief from day one for us on EcoSend that the
Hmm.
way we as individuals choose to buy certain things, like I will choose to buy, like you say, a Patagonia fleece over a North Face fleece because I believe in their mission and I share those values and I think I think a long time the business world has like not been there and has been behind maybe several years and our kind of belief is that with the rise of movements like the B Corp movement that we will increasingly see more businesses making those decisions not just based on profit
Hmm. Hmm.
or cost but also about being responsible and yeah, for us, I think that's a big deal because that's how we think. Like, we choose our suppliers and the companies we want to work with. So we
Hmm.
hope that you know business can be a really big force for good, and hopefully more and more will share that mindset. But I
Yeah,
do think we are just getting started there. To be honest, we got a lot of work to do.
yeah, no, absolutely. But I think this try to be more coherent. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
The coherency
mm.
is the key. If
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
coherent with your mission, with your values, with your purpose,
Mm.
the way is very clear. I remember staying in a seminar a few months ago for one movement here in Santiago de Chile, very nice hotel and everything, and the subject of the seminar was marketing, sustainable marketing. and a lot of big marketing companies was there, and they tried to say what's mean sustainability for the marketing agency, for the marketing departments in a big business. And to me, it's very, very clear. For example, if I see now in 2025 one ads of Lucky Strike, this cigarette,
Lucky Strike, yes, yeah.
Or Viceroy or Camel, for example.
Yeah.
That is a sustainability marketing? I have that question for you, James. Tell me.
Is that sustainable? No, I would say I don't believe that is sustainable.
Why you don't believe that?
I don't think there's terribly much sustainable about cigarettes at all. Full stop.
Why? Why is terrible?
Well, I guess it depends on how you want to define sustainable, but like from the implications for health, but also the implications for the product itself, even the product itself causing waste in itself. All of these aspects.
Perfect. Yeah. To me, the first things is you first said it's not health. It's not healthy product for the people. So to me, that type of brands don't need marketing. I mean, they shouldn't receive any marketing campaign because they want to sell. Of course, they sell anything, but no through advertising or no through any tools who give the message to the rest of the world, because that products is not healthy for the human people.
Yeah.
And that is sustainability for me.
Absolutely.
That is very clear. So I want to help the companies who give who for common good. If you don't make any common good for your staff.
I totally agree with you, Sergio. I'm conscious of the time. We've already used up our half hour, but I think that note about marketing and the products that are marketed is such a powerful one. I think it really highlights the true power that marketers have, and I think the responsibility, the word you used earlier, like that we have, it really is in marketers' hands who and how you choose to get the message out and whether you should be marketing certain products. I think we all have a responsibility on that, and it is something I know we take very seriously with like the customers we want to use EcoSend, and I know, Sergio, you're a huge champion of this. So
I don't know.
Thank
I'm
you
not sure.
I think so. I'm so thrilled to have had the conversation with you today, Sergio. Was there anything you wanted to say just before we wrap up? I know it feels like the time has flown by. So
No. Yeah. Well, to the end, only to try. For us, for our company, when we start, we try to put three big stones, three fundamental stones, and that stones come from a different way and can maybe could help for your audience. And this was the theory U, teoria U. The U theory, the Otto Scharmer. I don't know.
The theory of
theory U.
Theory U.
U theory. Yeah.
Okay.
That is very, very power tool to start a business with one intention to do something concrete and not too philosophical things. I mean, have one idea and go into prototype and start with that. For other way, the reinventation of organizations. That was the Frédéric Laloux. He's a French guy.
Say that again, Sergio.
Frédéric Laloux. The name of the book. The name of the book is Reinvention of the Organizations.
Reinvention of the Organizations.
Organizations.
Got it.
And the other one is sociocracy. The sociocracy, that is one model of the governance model, sociocracy 3.0. Why no sociocracy? And that is all because the sociocracy 3.0 have some framework of agility.
Okay.
So it's very useful for take decision into the small business in small groups or the big one. But for us, it's very,
Right.
very, very useful. And these three make one well, is one view about of the companies, but basically you need to do things with your heart first, then with your brain to do intelligent or clever things, and then your hands. I mean, do something. And just now, I think, and with this, I'm finished. In this marketing sustainability, have a lot of blah 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 blah, and very very pure doing something
Sure.
concrete. Yeah. So
Sure.
yeah, we want to be a sustainability brand. We need to blah 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 blah. And when you said, "Come on, have this discount for one incredible software to start sending email for all your clever prospect," and you don't make a click to make the
Yeah.
connection, and you lost the opportunity, and you will be in a problem because I'm 100% sure in a few months or a few years more, your competitors have these different things, and you will need to make resolve a problem and not to take opportunities now in the beginning. So yeah, thank you very much for your energy of your company, of your guys. That was very, very friendly, all of them, and for your service, because you are serving with a very, very common good tool.
Thank you, Sergio. No, honestly, I really appreciate you making the time to chat with me today, and I think our listeners are going to really enjoy this episode. I think it's wonderful to hear what you're doing and really pushing forward the movement of sustainability, responsibility, of better marketing and better business in a whole other part of the world that I have never had the pleasure of going to. So it's amazing to connect from across the world with you, Sergio, and thank you for everything you're doing. I really want to make sure people can come and find out more. So is the best place the website? We'll make sure it's linked in the show notes. It's growbetter.agency, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or my LinkedIn profile.
Amazing.
You
We'll
have
we'll
that
link to
that two
both in the
things.
show notes and hopefully people can go check out everything you're up to. So thank you so much, Sergio. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you. And thank you everyone for tuning in today and listening. It's been a wonderful episode. If you have enjoyed today's show, and if you want to tell other people about it, it really helps. We want to spread the word about what Sergio is up to and about the show overall. So if you know anyone who's on a journey of trying to build a better business, please do send them to this episode, and we'd love to see you for the next one. So thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.